Preparations are continuing ahead of the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings and, of course, the Battle of Normandy. Last week, Good Morning Britain spoke to the remarkable John Roberts, who, alongside Stan Ford, were both presented with plaques at the D-Day Museum in Southsea. I think an awful lot of people would look at that picture that we showed of you as a 19-year-old in your ratings uniform and shake their heads almost in wonder. I mean, there you are. You're not much more than a boy, 19 years old, steaming towards the enemy coast in what you knew, two things really. One was going to be one of the most historic battles ever fought in history, and two, you might be killed. What was going through that boy's mind?
On that morning, I was the ship with a lot of ships was off the south coast, off the Southsea Bill. Yeah. And I remember coming up on deck and looking around, and the sea, we had half the British Navy there, from battleships, cruisers, destroyers, and even HMS Fratton. And I did honestly think to myself, we're not going to lose this war. Honestly.
Confidence.
Confident. We're not going to lose this war.
Were you frightened of losing your life, though?
No. I can't honestly say that I did it any time. Any time when I was in the water, then it was a bit frightening. Then to come flying over the side of the ship in the gun platform with the gun together, and we went over the side together, and then I surfaced, whereas the gun platform and gun it went down to the bottom. But I was in the water and just floating around, just keeping afloat. And because I was fully clothed with a big overcoat on and all this sort of thing, but that helped too. But I put my survivor down to the good Lord.
It's incredible. You could so easily have drowned, Stan. I mean, it's of course, died in the explosion because you were on HMS Fratton. It was an escort ship.
It was, yeah.
And as you say, you know, it was hit by a mini submarine. The gun tower is blown off with you attached.
Yes.
It is. Your survival is remarkable.
It was remarkable.
But 31 of your comrades were not so lucky, of course.
I often ask myself, why me? When there's so many didn't survive, and but the torpedo was amidships, and where there was obviously a lot of ratings, and it was just so amazing that in going over the side in the big gun turret. But I survived, and I come to the top, and I floated and sort of swam until a rescue craft come by and plucked me from the water.
You say that. So interesting that the question that came into your mind when you knew you'd survived was, why me? Why have I survived and 31 of my comrades not? And of course, a lot of young men going into battle at all levels of the war would ask the same question, but in a different way. Why me? Why have I got to do this? Why has it fallen to me when there are thousands of men my age back safely home in protected jobs? Did you ever wonder that?
No, honestly, no. You had a job to do, and you had comrades around you. You had friends around you, and you were all in it together. And sort of negative sort of thoughts like that never occurred.
No,
never occurred to me at all. Never occurred. But I had don't know, but I have a large family. We had 8 boys and 2 girls, and I had the occasion at the Royal Albert Hall on a couple of years ago to when the King was up in the royal box with the rest of the royal family, and I had an invitation to give a little speech. And I did start off with saying to the King that I come from a large family, 8 boys and 2 girls, and all 8 of us boys joined the forces. And well, the king clapped, and that prompted everybody else to clap in the building.
Not surprised.
And yeah. Yes, so we had, there were 8 boys, but there were 7 men actually in the forces, and the 8th, George, he was on a reserved occupation, but he was an ambulance driver. And as you know, in Bristol during that, there was lots of blitzes.
Yes, Bristol got very heavily hit, didn't it? Yeah,
yeah, it got heavily bombed.
Did all of your brothers survive?
We all survived, but we all survived.
Gosh.
Even, well, even I survived, but
Well, we know.
I was the only one that was injured.
Yes.
But,
And you've worn leg braces, haven't you, ever
yeah,
since?
I got calipers on this one, and I got a knee brace on this one, but
because of the injuries.
because of the injury, and I suffered a crushed fractures of the spine as well. It's
Dan, it's remarkable. You are going to be returning to Normandy.
yes,
In June, of course, for the commemorations. And you've said that there are the 31 reasons that you will...
yeah. When I'm asked why do you keep returning to Normandy, I said I got 31 reasons to, and that is the 31 crew that didn't survive. And their names are on a single pillar in Normandy at the new British Memorial. They're all 31 from top to bottom, engraved in this column. And for me to just go there and put my hand on a name of a shipmate that I went ashore with on leave, and know them so well.
Yes.
That is the reason.
And here you are, Stan. It's 2024, and here we are looking back to that day in 1944, and you're still going strong. Did you ever expect to live so long and so healthily? I mean, you're nearly 100. Nearly
100. No, I'm. My brothers did. They lived to ages like 93, 94.
Oh, it's in the genes then.
Sort of, it's in the genes.
Yeah.
And yes, and Mum and Dad, they lived a nice age. Dad was in the First World War, and he got gassed, poor Dad, and it left him with a sort of a dicky sort of chest for years, like you know, after the war. But
I can't imagine, Stan, that there is a family who's made as much contribution to the war effort as your family. It's absolutely remarkable. And I just wonder, when you were on that ship, HMS Fratton, 1944, it was huge. The danger you faced was enormous. You didn't know then that this was the beginning of the end of the Second World War, but thank goodness it was. I just wonder, what did you feel you were fighting for?
We've seen... I remember the occasion I come up on deck early morning, and I heard the anchor chain being lifted of a ship just across the bay. And then he started to move, and he went about 100 yards, and then there was a terrific explosion. And so the actual the memorial there, and it was a battle sort of area, like it was anything could happen, like, you know, and what was the things it was dangerous was the miniature submarines.
That's right.
Well, that's what it did for your ship, wasn't it?
That's what it did for my
miniature
ship.
Sub.
Also, on the day that it attacked us and sunk us, they also did the battleship, the French battleship, the Corvair, and they torpedoed her.
Yeah.
And she was in danger of being a terrible sort of injury, a terrible place around Mulberry Harbour to sink, like. So they impressed on the crew to move her up the coast and beach her.
Yep.
And this is what they did.
Stan,
they beached her out of the way.
Honestly, your memories of that time are so vivid.
Well,
And you've done the country such an enormous service.
We owe
can
you
speak
so much.
to you all morning. Thank you
Well,
so much for coming in, spending time with us.
like I've said, it wasn't what we did wasn't a pleasure, but it was a necessary evil. It had to be done.
That's a very good way of putting it. And
Yeah,
as
it had to
Susanna
be
says,
done.
we owe you and your generation and what you did so much. You fought so that we could have our freedom. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
It's just,
all right.
honestly, I feel honoured just
It's
to
a
be
privilege,
sharing
isn't it?
a sofa with you this
Oh,
morning,
well,
Stan.
it is an honour for me. It was an honour to things have happened, like those bricks for the wall.
Yeah.
Aye.
That was a great honour to. I think
When your name was
my
added
name,
to the
my
memorial
name will.
wall.
Well, have a safe trip when you go back in June.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
It's,
Thank you. Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
Thank you.